Time sure flies by. When you look in retrospective, it's hard to believe it's been 10 years since this game came out. I wasn't even a Souls player back then. In 2015, I was playing the Resident Evil 4 port for the PS4, and only 2 years later, a friend of mine recommended Bloodborne to me. I got to Old Yharnam and made myself a sitting duck for Jura's target practice exercise. Then I thought to myself, what the fuck is this even about? I fought this big beast, it was a dead end. I had to fight a cleric dude who transforms into a wolf, died a gazillion times to him, had to farm for vials, finally got past him, and now some random douche is shooting me with a Gatling? And I have to run all the way back from the checkpoint every single time? Nah, this ain't for me. During the pandemic, for many reasons, I didn't feel like it was as horrible as some people made it look like. I studied from home, worked from home, and as a consequence, I had more time to play. The thing is, paying for your own rent while juggling work and studying didn't leave me with much money to spare, so instead of buying new games, it was time to give a second chance to all of those games I had catching dust in my library. Firstly, I didn't think of Bloodborne, and instead installed Devil May Cry 4 and Middle-earth Shadows of War. One day, I was drinking at home with a flatmate. COVID didn't allow us to go to a bar, and we left some gaming tracks playing in the background. A few songs later, he said, "Let me add one to the list. It's from Bloodborne," and I was like, fuck, I remember this game, it tore me apart. I despise that style of gaming that punishes you for everything. He pressed play, and 1 minute later, my thoughts on the game went from dislike to disbelief. I said, how the hell can such a beautiful track belong to that kind of game? I had to discover what happened in the game that led us to fight our mentor, in a field full of flowers, with a full moon, and of course, that song. I spent most of the game thinking Gehrman would betray me at some point. You might be thinking, damn, that sucks, what a huge spoiler. And it's true. Although, studies have shown that book readers sometimes think it's best to go to the last page, read the ending, and then read the rest of the book. This narrative style is called in media res, or in the midst of things. You might have seen it in films where the story starts at a crucial point, then it cuts to 3 days earlier. That's kind of what happened to me, because, as I said before, I expected Gehrman to be a traitor, and then I saw that it was far from betrayal. He only wants to help you by being tortured in a dream instead of you, and you want to relieve him from his torturous position. It was such a shocker to me. Never had I experienced this sort of story in gaming. And I'm not a casual gamer myself. By 2020 I had played The Witcher 3, Red Dead Redemption 2, The Last of Us, BioShock, Heavy Rain, many games with top-tier storytelling. And yet, after so many years in gaming, expecting to find nothing new because I had already seen everything, enter Bloodborne. Because of him, I gave a chance to Dark Souls 3, and then Dark Souls 1 and 2. Although excellent games, of course they weren't going to fill me as much as Bloodborne did. There's always that unparalleled emotion about your first time doing something in life. No Souls game is going to match Bloodborne for me, but I'm still happy it opened those big FromSoftware gates for me to discover a new genre of gaming, and allowed me to try new things like Sekiro, Elden Ring, and other Souls-like, such as Mortal Shell, Nioh, and Wukong, which I would have never tried the moment old me found out they shared the same die 1 million times formula. The beautiful thing about these games is that besides being masterpieces in terms of storytelling, atmosphere, and design, I would go as far as saying they make you a better person. If you play them with moderation, that is. Let's not turn into the South Park guy playing 22 hours a day, okay? And how do they improve your real-life character? Souls games are all about patience and perseverance, just like life itself. I'm not joking when I say that I have become someone that cannot be defeated so easily after all these games have put me through. Malenia, Promised Consort, Radahn, Ishin, Lawrence, The Orphan, Bed of Chaos, Dark Lurker, all great examples of getting me to the brink of smashing my controller in 1,000 pieces for one reason or another. At least until I remembered I can't afford a new controller just like that. Feels bad, man. Had I not had the patience to analyze the fight, learn their movesets, and my windows of opportunity, I would have been screwed. And the same goes for my perseverance, especially in the cases of Dark Lurker and Bed of Chaos. Those walkbacks were totally punishing. These bosses are designed to kill you many times unless you're really good at it. But the most difficult thing about them is not quitting when you have to run for 1.5 minutes, avoiding enemies, getting hit in the process, and losing health while going back to the fight just to die in 5 seconds after crossing the fog gates. 4 years ago, I still needed 2 more years to finish my bachelor. Didn't have a very stable economical situation since I had to work part-time because of my studies, amongst other things that I won't mention because this is not a pity party. 4 years forward, I have a master's degree in conference interpreting, bought a house with my couple, and have a decent job. And I swear to God that I wanted to quit many times. Things get rough in life, that's how it is. But I kept pushing, because it's about perseverance, as Sony says while mocking us for our blood copium. All in all, these games tell you different stories. Sekiro is about protecting something precious. Bloodborne is about whatever it is about, I still don't understand its story. Elden Ring is about giving birth to a new order. Dark Souls tell us that ages come and go, and prolonging hope only prolongs pain. But what they all have in common is that they are about fulfilling our duties, at all costs. And that's exactly what we have to do in life. Happy 10th anniversary to Bloodborne, man. Even though apathic Sony despises it, we're here to make this game live on forever. See you in Yharnam on the 24th, comrades.